Hello everyone, T-Man978 bringing you Transformers Generations 2-pack Starscream and Transformers Generations Combiner Wars Thundercracker and Skywarp. If you are an old collector like me or old fan of Transformers, you know that you can't have Starscream without Skywarp and Thundercracker here. I already opened this guy like a year or so ago. And don't forget about Waspinator here, since he's part of the 2-pack. But anyway, here we have Combiner Wars Skywarp in his packaging. I was about to call him Thundercracker. Anyway, I love that image right there. It looks like he's in a forest or something. I can't tell. On the back we see a few bios. Teleporting Flyer can attack Autobots from out of nowhere, just like Randy Orton. Here's Thundercracker. His artwork isn't all that exciting. Anyway, let's see what it says for him. Smashes target from long range with pulverizing sonic boom. I never actually saw that in a cartoon, which always pissed me off. I'm like, why is his name Thundercracker? Why is Starscream's name Starscream? I knew Skywarp's name was Skywarp, even though they didn't do anything good with him. But anyway, let's get these guys out of packaging, and I hope you love comparisons, because you're going to see a lot. First up out of packaging, we have Thundercracker's excellent collector's card here. You can see he's excellently G1. Nothing on the back as norm. And right here we have his actual packaging card, where he has a more toy accurate picture there. Next up we have Skywarp, and no sir, I don't like this artwork right there. Nothing on the back. And here we have this, and I see that it's not a forest scene back there. He's like more in front of a building that's falling down, and that's just about that. And here is the Generations Legend Seeker team out of packaging in their robot modes. And man, am I satisfied. All those complaints I had about the Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron Seekers not having a good color scheme, I don't have those complaints here. I'll put a card right about here so you can look at that at your leisure. But man, they got the colors correct, spot on. Everything is the way it's supposed to be. Like Thundercracker has black there. He's appropriately dark blue with a black glove and forearm. They got it right. But the only thing maybe is wrong is I believe these guns should have been blue. I think his guns are blue. But he has the black tail fins and a black feet right there, and a silver body, which is awesome. Also has a silver face with red eyes. And I love that, and you'll see it way more in vehicle mode. They made all of them have a unified color scheme. Man, this is the first unified color scheme that I can think of for the Seekers in a long time. It's like normally you get them where one guy is fitting one type of color scheme where the other guys are fitting something else. And since this is basically a big comparison, one thing is different between these two guys and this one. His feet are like made out of a harder plastic, where these guys are, like, you can hear that. These guys have like they almost feel like rubber feet. They're definitely a softer plastic. Even the tail fins are a lot more bendable. Ugh. Oh crap, I feel like I broke that doing that. Man, let's let you see Starscream. One inaccurate thing about Starscream, his head is lighter than theirs, but his face should have been like a darker gray, because they had silver or light faces, whereas he had a dark face in the original cartoon. But he has a nice light blue down here. And I love the outline of their bodies. Like, they have Some nice molded in details right here in the back of their wings. Like there is some hollowness like right in there, but look at the outline of the legs, and back here you don't see that hollowness. On the inner arm, no, actually it's the rear of the arms, there's a little bit more hollowness, but I believe that works into the transformation as well. But man, these came out very nice. In Skywarp, let me get to him. I definitely love his color over the Fall of Cybertron version of him. I never did get the classics version of Skywarp, so I never saw it in stores, and it's cost way too much online. I don't want to go through that. But the only thing I can complain about is they didn't paint him purple right here on his shins. Like they made that black, made that blue, but they just kept this black. They cheaped out right there. And like, I'll show you the feet. They are definitely softer. The heel part is still hard plastic, but this is soft and not soft. But let's go into the articulation. I'll do him since I'm holding him. Shoulders are on the ball joint. They can go out that much, and of course swivel all the way around, but the wings block. Elbows on the ball joint, I believe it bends slightly more than 90 degrees. Nothing at the wrist. Hips are on the ball joint. You can kick up that much and bend the knee like 90 degrees, and the toe and heel can move. No neck articulation, which is unfortunate, but he has a pin going through the head. All of them have that, since they're the exact same identical robot. Now this has like a little hole there. I thought that maybe these could fit in there, but they don't. And the holes in their hands, let's see. He actually has two pegs, the smaller peg and a more 5mm peg. So they can hold it in their hand if you want them to hold it like that. But the reason why they have the 5mm peg is because these Legends class figures used to come with a little mini con, I don't know what you want to call it, Target Master sidekick. And in Starscream's case, since he came out the previous year before these guys, maybe it might have even been 2 years. But anyway, he came with Waspinator here, who is, and I know it's going to be tough for me to zoom in on him. There's some details. His face. It is amazing how they got the detail in that face right there. They didn't paint it, but that looks just like Waspinator. His body doesn't do that good of a job, but that looks just like Waspinator. Here he is from the back. Here's some silver painted wings. I believe besides the wings and these eyeballs on the wasp face, that's probably all the painting is. Actually, his actual eyes are painted, but it's so small I can barely even see that. Anyway, to transform him, you basically just bring that up and bring this tail back down right here. And bring the arms down. And now he's a wasp. And he's about that tall compared to them in wasp mode. And to make him a target master, bring this handle down, bring this down, and bring this forward. And now Starscream has like a little crossbow gun thingy, which is a bit silly. Of course, if you don't know, they packaged Waspinator with Starscream because back in Beast Wars there was an episode where Starscream's ghost traveled through space and time and somehow possessed Waspinator's body and basically just made Waspinator into Starscream, because Waspinator's, I guess his personality was just not as strong as Starscream's massive ego and personality. But anyway, let's get some comparisons out here. Here they are with a Generations Universe Classic Seeker. Right there, a deluxe version anyway. And you can see that he's about twice their height. Here they are with their Creon doppelgangers, since I have them. I don't have a whole bunch of completed Seeker sets, so it's cool that I have those. Here are some more doppelgangers that I mentioned already. And I love this guy right here. His color scheme is awesome. It matches up with him very well. Oh, Fall of Cybertron, War for Cybertron, Seeker, since I never actually mentioned it. Here they are next to a Transformers Prime Commander class figure, Dreadwing, and a Legions class figure, like the Sky Viacon. I can't remember what's the actual name of those guys, but you see Commander class fits right in. Of note, Legions class figures' weapons can fit inside their little ports in their arms, and their weapons can actually fit inside a Commander class and Legions class figures' hands. Here they are next to Metroplex feet, and yeah, I know it would have been a better comparison if I actually transformed them into his base mode, but I don't feel like doing that. But there's a good look at how tall he is. Like, this is nowhere near his knees until I bend all the way up there. So there's that, and one final comparison. And here they are with my Commander class Shockwave and my Legends class Megatron. And Megatron may be a bit too short, as you can see. They're actually a little bit taller than him, and Shockwave is taller than all of them. So there's that, and let's get to the transformation. Transformation. One thing I want to complain about as far as these guys that I didn't mention so far in the review, this does not lock into place. It's very insecure. I don't like it. It mostly stays, but is very, very freaking loose. But anyway, first thing you want to do, straighten up the arms so that you can see the hands like this. Rotate the guns. Bring the tail fins down out on his legs. Close these two right there and just point it straight down. They don't lock into place or anything, which is unfortunate. Go ahead and bring the wings down on this hinge right there. While that's down, go ahead and peg the lower legs together and make sure it wraps around the little tabs on the back of the wing right there. Grab the shoulders, and one thing I want to note, Thundercracker was a lot tougher to transform. It was hard to pull these shoulders out the socket, so I wound up just pulling his shoulders off the ball joint, which was annoying. And now you lift up right here, you see his face right there. Tab that together and bring this out. And I was going to mention this landing gear can move up like that, but when you want to get it out, the best way to do it is pull this nose cone down and bring it out, and the landing gear just comes out with no problem, like almost every time. But basically that's that, and I'll show you Skywarp first. And I've been messing up. I've been saying they've had unified color scheme. What I really meant is they have a unified design, or you know what I mean, the designs on the wings and the actual design right here in the windows or whatnot. They all fit that same pattern, even though the colors might be different. They all fit that same unified design scheme, which I love. And they all have this hole right there. They didn't mold in that little hole right there, so they all can share Waspinator if you wanted to. And here's Thundercracker. They basically look exactly the same as far as the silver right there, but just different colors. And like I said, these tail fins are way more soft than the ones on Starscream right here. It's still bendable, but this is more hard plastic. I love that the nose cones are accurately G1 colored. That is so great. And even though they all change into jets, they don't change into the same G1 jets that they were. They're more modeled after the movie Starscream, I believe, but of course with updated G1 robot modes. Anyway, I like them. This is what they look like again from the underbelly. And when you want to push this landing gear up, you want to hold the nose cone up and push it up, or else the nose cone will move with that landing gear. But anyway, here's a size comparison next to Dreadwing here. Commander class Dreadwing in jet mode, almost the same. Here's that Viacon, smaller. Megatron, slightly, I guess he would have to be smaller to be in scale. Here he is with a deluxe Seeker, about half the size again. It looks like a little baby next to him. And what else? Let's bring Shockwave back out here. Shockwave is really beefy. And I had Jetfire. This would be accurate as far as the old cartoon. Jetfire was huge on there. Here's a comparison I never thought to do before. I know somebody will think this is cool. Jetfire was really huge in the G1 series. And I'm not sure if this is a bit well, if this is completely accurate. I think maybe he should be about this tall or whatever. So basically, the deluxe size might work better, but this might be cool for you if you like this. Here's another scenario you can act out. Just put a little Decepticon symbol right there. All in all, I love these Mother Brothers. Anyway, they're all fun, and I didn't mention that Waspinator has articulated shoulders. They would be able to go 360 if they didn't bump. And his legs actually move in unison. They're connected by the same bar in the middle. But I didn't mention that. Anywho, Starscream has an upper hand over the other guys because he comes with one more accessory that they don't come with. But all of them are very cool. And I decided to do this for the first time today. But anywho, I really appreciate that you guys don't call me out on some of my verbal errors that I make. I watched my Devastator review over and I called Long Haul Bone Crusher I don't know how many times, and I was like, oh my god, just face palming the whole time I'm watching the video. But either nobody notices or they just don't care to mention it because it's just little and silly, and only I care because when you're creating this stuff, you want to be as perfect as possible. But anyway, if you like this video, give me a like, share, subscribe, and comment. T-Man978, out of here.